Hi guys, how's it going? Hope everyone's good. Hope everyone's doing well. You're probably sick of the sight of me at this point. But all good, all good. Robin Franks 25 says good evening. Good evening to you too. It doesn't look like evening. It stays sunny till about 10 o'clock currently. So it's good. It's a good thing in some ways. It's frustrating in other ways. But yeah, good evening to you. Jimmy says hi Jimmy, how you doing? This will be a 1-1 draw, I think. You reckon? I reckon. I reckon Chelsea will probably take this. You know, it's like choosing between two different diseases. You know what I mean? Which disease would you rather have? I think I'd rather have the blue disease in this context. Harry says, hello, how are you? Not too bad, not too bad. It's way too hot today. I don't know if it's the same. I don't know if it's the same for you, but yeah, it's Friday. Friday, can't really complain. How about you? How are the goalkeeping escapades and the striker escapades going? I hope that's going well. Bagwell says, hey, how it's going? Yeah, good, not too bad. It's Friday. Friday, can't really complain. Harry says, no, not really. Oh, that's very kind. Very kind. Just surprised you're doing this game. Yeah, it's if it was Chelsea versus like a random team or Man United versus like a random team, then I probably wouldn't. But you know when you hate both teams, you just gotta watch it because you can't lose in a weird way. If you hate both of them, then if they score, you don't really mind, but if they concede, it's a lot better. So it's a kind of a combined hate along in some ways. Dawood says hello. Hi Dawood, how's it going? Hope you're good. Hope everything's going well. I've still got the same number of grapes. I don't know if you want updates every single day, but I do check them, and I'm like, okay, I need to update Dawood on how the grapes are growing. But yeah, I'll keep you updated. They're still green. Officially, they're like red, like black grapes, but they're still green for now. I've got Christian here, the Inter Milan fan, who said, sorry for my English, but it's actually pretty good English from Christian. Says, Buona sera, which I think that means good night, I presume. Ranieri, dilly ding, dilly dong. That's always good. Yeah, hi to you, Christian. Harry says, I've been in an argument with a teammate because he can't make a pass. So I kept on passing to the teammate who can. Fair enough. What position does this teammate play in that can't make a pass? I presume it's a midfielder of some sort. In school, yeah, that's the safest option. Pass to the people who are able to pass back. Oh, he's a centre back. Okay, so he's not a ball playing centre back. This person. He's more of a John Terry, Jamie Carragher type of centre back. It seems. Yeah, your friend needs to get with the times. All the centre backs can pass these days. Dawood says, "Wait, are they black or red grapes? Black are the tasties. I think they're black grapes. You know, I'm fairly sure they are actually black grapes. Black seedless grapes. Something I can actually check. You know, because I buy some of my like plants online because I have a problem." Thing I need to search for is grapevine, I guess. Black grapevine. So yeah, should be good. Fingers crossed. Who plays everywhere on the pitch? So it's a centre back who thinks they're Joel Matip, and therefore makes mazy runs all over the place. Well, your friend's spirit animal is playing today, I can see on the screen. So your friend sounds a bit like a Harry Maguire. Harry Maguire is playing today. It's so weird seeing Man United with a back three and Chelsea with a back four. Like in my mind, it's the opposite. uh, Chelsea got Sanchez. Reece James is playing fresh out of the hospital. They've let him out. They haven't given his bed away yet because he'll probably be back there next week. But Reece James, Adebayo, Colwill, Cucurella, Caicedo, Fernandez, Neto, Palmer, Madueke, and George. Who the hell is George? Ayed TNSP says you show the match. I could do, but then you don't get to look at my amazing good looks and strategically placed hat. Derwood says, "Are you wearing the birthday boys jersey?" I am. This is the Gravenberch 38 jersey. Gravenberch has turned into my favorite player this season. I don't know if it's the same for everyone else. I just like the way he plays. I like his attitude. I like the fact he's always smiling. Ooh, Chelsea have kicked off. I better set this timer. So I'm not going to accidentally put it in the minutes as I always do. I'll just write 25 seconds and then I'll wait for them to catch up and then I click start. Because if I try and time it perfectly, then I miss it and then... Oh, no, I have it. Let me add it to my notes to do it. Gavin Bird song. I'll be doing the FA Cup game tomorrow. So then I'll report back tomorrow. Gavin Bird song. Listen to it. I'm annoyed I forgot. But I've made a note on my task list now. So I will definitely listen to that. Aeon M said, did you see the Salah interview with Gary Neville? I did. It was surprisingly candid. It was surprisingly candid. There's a window there. That's why I always turn around. It was surprisingly candid for a football interview. Normally, whenever they do these interviews, it's fairly robotic, fairly unextraordinary. I don't know if anyone else saw it, but he was being maybe a bit too honest. Just recalling like some of the questions they were asking him. They were saying at the start of the season, what percentage chance did you think that you were going to stay at Liverpool? And he said something like, well, given the way that these guys act, I thought it would be 10% because you know how this club acts. And I was like, well, I appreciate the honesty, but it's something new. So he said he thought that there was only a 10% chance. And then they said, and then Gary Neville asked him, I'm skipping. And then Gary Neville asked him, how long did you want to stay at Liverpool for? And he said, oh, I only wanted 2 years. The club wanted to sign me for longer, but I only wanted 2 years. And I was like, okay, that's interesting. You'd think it would be the inverse, right? You'd think Salah would want a longer contract, but Liverpool would only want to give him 2 years. But no, he said he wanted to stay for 2 years and Liverpool wanted him there for longer. Additionally, he was saying he sees himself playing until he's 39, 40, which I thought was also interesting. He said his favourite away stadium is Old Trafford, but probably because he scores so many goals there. But yeah, check it out if you get the time. Really candid and really honest. But it was a nice candid and a nice honest. It makes a surprise. In many ways it was the complete opposite of the Trent goodbye, where it was very robotic and it didn't feel personal. But no, Salah was being very honest. Yeah, this Man United 3 at the back system, it will never not look strange. So they've got Luke Shaw as their left centre back. It's weird because they've got like Lindelof, Maguire, Shaw, Mazraoui, Dorgu. That to me is 5 defenders. No matter where you place them. Here's Cole Palmer. He'll get a lot of the ball today. Oh God, how has he missed that? Was that Madueke? Madueke is trash, isn't he? Madueke had a shot. What was that? Like 10 centimeters out, and somehow skies that over the bar. Like from that type of distance, it's hard. Yeah, it's harder to get it over the bar than it is to get it on target. Nice pass by Cole Palmer though. Yeah, he needs to. Yeah, Madueke really needs to do a lot better there. Chelsea on top in the first 5 minutes though. Good tackle by Caicedo. Goes back to Onana. Lindelof, Mazraoui. Back to Lindelof. Lindelof kicks it up the field. Good hold-up play by Højlund. I didn't know he had that in him. Nice pass by Fernandes. Yeah, Man United's attack comes to nothing. Chelsea get the ball back. Chelsea should win this, I think. Was it somebody at the start who said 1-1? Yeah, it was Kelly said 1-1. Man United are 17th. I appreciate they're in the European final. But even then, you'd think Chelsea would should have a bit too much for them. But let's see. So it's Maguire in the middle of the back three. Plays it forward to Fernandes. Who's that on the left? Is that Dorgu guy? Here is that Dorgu guy. Casemiro, I'm surprised he can still stand up. Mazraoui quite high up, to be fair, here, up against Cucurella. Why are they putting their hand up? That clearly hit Colwell's leg. The kind of incessant calling for handball for absolutely everything is getting quite annoying these days. Why does every single challenge with Fernandes result in Fernandes going down like he's been shot? Hekaz says 1 shawarma, please. Do you want medium or a large? That is the question. And do you want salad with it? You have to get salad with it because if you don't get salad with it, it's not the same. And do you want beef or chicken? You haven't given the details. And you want sauce or no sauce? And what sauce do you want? Intercepted by Caicedo. Cagey game at the moment, to be fair. Reminds me of yesterday's game. Was it Barcelona Espanyol? Referee gets in the way there. God, that referee's teeth are horrendous. Someone tell that referee never to smile. Good lord. Does he smoke cigarettes for breakfast? God, man, this incessant need for defenders to pass it left and right for 5 minutes before they move the ball forward. It's I get it, but also sometimes you wish they'd kind of move it forward a bit more. Cucurella's complaining about something. Now Maguire's gone down. Why is Maguire holding his nose? Because surely what Maguire's nose was in contact with is surely going to be in worse condition. Ooh, to be fair, that George guy kind of elbowed him in the face. Chelsea take the free kick, pass it back to Colwell, back to Adebayo, back to Reece James. Ooh, don't go into Reece James too hard. We don't want him falling over for 8 months. Very stop-start game at the moment, man. Game will start, game will play for 3 seconds, someone does a foul. Game will start, somebody plays for another 3 seconds, and it stops for a foul. Goal kick. Caicedo gets the ball. Don't stop the game again. Let it flow, man. What's Fernandez doing? It wasn't decent tackle in the end. Durwood says your stream is ahead. Is it? Is it? Are you watching it on Peacock? Is Peacock the one that's behind, or is it Hulu the one that's behind? It's rare that my stream is ahead. It has happened before. I think it's happened once before. Because the way it normally seems to work is the match takes place in England, but they're able to transmit it across the ocean to the US faster than they can transmit it a few miles up the road to me. And that's the way it normally works. Onana always looks so unstable whenever he gets the ball. I presume Onana is their number one now, because sometimes they play Onana. Sometimes they play that Bayendia guy. It's usually just Paramount. But yes, this game is on Peacock and the Villa game is on Hulu, right? So there's at least 3 different channels there. Paramount, Peacock, and Hulu. So normally Paramount is behind, but today Peacock is behind. Crossed in, cleared. Goes to Dogu on the left. I'm yet to see what the point of this Dogu guy was. Oh my god, they've scored. Oh wait, no they haven't. I don't want to spoil it. They maybe possibly might have scored. but they maybe possibly might not have. No, I gotta keep it equal for everyone. The way Maguire towers over Caicedo. I was hating on that Dogu guy. And it looks like he might have got an assist. Is Harry Maguire playing as their striker again? We need to see this again. Actually, no, it's Fernandes. Like, is Maguire literally like their striker now? It was actually a nice little volley. Ended up being a nice little volley by Harry Maguire. Yeah. Right-footed volley into the roof of the net. It's only 3 seconds ahead. Okay, so I don't need to. I don't need to pretend there's. I don't need to. What's the word? Delay my reactions too much. Then. Harry says Maguire. Yeah, the one. Was it yesterday? What were we saying yesterday? We were talking about generational defenders or something, and then you said Harry Maguire. There was something I can't remember, but your timing was really funny yesterday. We have Red Rebellion in the chat. It says hello everyone. How are you doing, Red Rebellion? Oh god, they've disallowed it. They effing disallowed the damn goal after I update it. Oh, they're messing with me here. It looks like Harry Maguire's nose was offside. I can't talk, but my nose not as big as Harry Maguire's. But even then. But yeah, hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well. Red Rebellion. Hope you've had a nice week, and yeah, it's Friday. Can't really complain. We were talking about the Salah Gary Neville interview earlier, and specifically around our surprise, given how candid he was about his contract negotiations and his future and everything. I don't know if you've seen it, but I'd recommend checking it out whenever you get the time. That was the aura. We're talking about who has the most aura. And then you were like, yeah, Harry Maguire. Yeah, I'm surprised that one got called as offside. It looked borderline to me. It's funny because I always forget to update the score, right? And the one time I update the score on time, efficiently, like an adult, they disallow the goal, so then I have to change the score back. All good. Hopefully that will inject a bit of urgency and a bit of excitement into this game, into the proceedings. Red Rebellion says, so Frimpong is done. And according to one of the most reliable sources in Germany, we are ahead of City for WIRTZ, but Bayern are still favourites. If he decides to leave Germany, he's coming to us. Nice. So, okay. So there's a few things there. So Frimpong is done. Yeah, I saw that today. It looks like they've agreed personal terms. I read like another news story where they were saying Liverpool are really excited about the profile of the player and how they can use him, and they think that how Liverpool attack is going to change this year, but it's something Slot and Richard Hughes are excited about. So I'm like, okay, if they're excited about it, we're excited about it. So yeah, that's a positive. You reckon? Do you guys reckon that one will be wrapped up by the end of the weekend? So, which would mean, I reckon it might be, and it's something we were talking about yesterday regarding, I think they're going to want to wrap up the Frimpong deal as soon as possible to relieve the kind of pressure on Trent to not have, so that things stay positive. As a PR thing, if anything. So I think they're going to want to wrap that up as soon as possible. And the second point that you mentioned, we're ahead of City for WIRTZ, but Bayern are still favourites. If he decides to leave Germany, he's coming for us. He's coming to us. Yeah, I'd be excited. I'd be excited for that. I can see why he'd rather join Liverpool than City. I mean, Liverpool are the champions. Liverpool right now feel like a more kind of stable club, if I'm honest. Whereas Man City, there feels like a degree of uncertainty, especially kind of given how the season went and given the whole kind of charges thing. Mason Mount goes out. So yeah, I can understand why he'd kind of rather come to us. I mean, some people are saying that he might end up playing as the striker, as the number 9 for Liverpool, which would be a risk. I can't lie, spending 120 million to play somebody in a new position, but equally, pretty much every amazing decision was a risk at one time. So I guess that puts a positive spin on it. But yeah, I've still got a bad feeling that he will end up going to Bayern, as you've said there. But it's good to know we're in the mix. What I'd presume has happened is, all along they've always thought he's going to Bayern, and then negotiations didn't go as expected. I know there was some anger from the Bayern side with WIRTZ's father and so forth. So I think Liverpool are just pouncing on an opportunity that they think might be available to them. It's unlikely, but yeah, we'll get excited anyway, but we'll try not to get too excited. It was his finger that made him offside. Is that a thing now? Like your finger can. So you got your finger. If you got your finger like this versus your finger like this, it's just getting silly at this point. Like your finger plays you offside, but like a finger can't even do anything, because if the ball touches his finger, it's a free kick. Maybe they need to tune the VAR rules so that it's only body parts that can affect the ball that are offside. Because what next? Like, if Ben White gets his eyelashes done, and then could Ben White's eyelashes make it be offside? You know what I mean? It's just getting silly. I think it should only be body parts that can kind of affect the ball. Fish says, sorry being late. My mom forced me to go outside. Hi. But was that to do like a specific chore? Did you have to go to the shops? Or was it just, I don't know, just for a walk outside? Fish says, goal for Harry Maguire. There was a goal for Harry Maguire. But unfortunately, it was disabled. It was, would that be the right word? Disallowed. Unfortunately, it was disallowed because his finger was offside. Are you not happy, Fish, about the goal being disallowed or about being forced to go outside? Bella says, hello, how's your day going, man? Yeah, good, not too bad. It's Friday now, so can't really complain. But yeah, all good. How about you? Red Rebellion says, I can't get ahead of ourselves though, but it's good to know. Yeah, it's good to know we're in with a chance. Yeah, same here really. It's one of those things where, like, if you had to kind of bet on it, you'd say he'll end up at Bayern, but it's good to know we're in the mix, shall we say. I think we've seen an opportunity there to say he might be available, and we're trying to get in last minute. I think another kind of aspect of it is, I think Bayern do not want to go above 100 million euros. What's that? About 90 million quid? Pounds, should I say? So Liverpool might value him higher than that and say, you know what, we'll give you 100. It's definitely something interesting to keep an eye on. Where I'm semi-concerned, and I don't mean to put a downer on it, but he is a number 10. So does that mean we still need to buy a striker? You know what I mean? And I appreciate some people are saying he's going to play striker, but I don't know. You never really know until it's pre-season and you see these wacky formations. I remember the first game of pre-season last season. It was we didn't play with the striker. We played with Salah on the right, Carvalho on the left, and we just played with two number 10s. We played with Elliott and Szoboszlai. It was a weird looking formation, but it was pretty cool nonetheless. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens. Next season. I'm not Fish. I killed him. You killed Fish and then you logged into his YouTube account. Of all the accounts, you didn't log into, say, his online banking, or I don't know, his whatever other accounts that Fish has. You said, now that I've killed Fish and I've hidden the body, I'm going to log into his YouTube account. Well, it's good to know that Fish prioritized his YouTube account above all others. Bella says, yeah, I'm also doing great. Are you newbie on Kick? Not really. Maybe been on there for like a month-ish. I don't know if that counts as a newbie or not. He can play wide too. Oh, okay. That's interesting. Is it like right wing or left wing? That would be interesting to know. Cole Palmer saved. Well, perhaps it is his versatility that appeals to the ownership structure. They do like a good player who can play multiple positions. I mean, Frimpong can play multiple positions. James Milner could play multiple positions. Joe Gomez can play multiple positions. McAllister can play multiple positions. Szoboszlai can play multiple positions. Diaz can play multiple positions. Gakpo. So they do like a player who can play multiple positions. You could even argue Alisson can play multiple positions after that header that he scored. That should be a goal. Ooh, is that a handball? That looked like a handball, but the referee doesn't want to have any of it. So Enzo volleyed it. Oh, that's a clear handball. That's a clear handball by Højlund. That's a clear handball. His hand was like this. Hand was out. Ball smacked into the palm of his hand. That's a clear penalty. Fish said, I'm sad. Ha ha ha, I killed Fish. How did you kill Fish? Did you just pull him out of the body of water that he was in? So then what do we call you then? Because you're obviously not Fish anymore. So what do we call you? The referee's not... Why is he not doing anything for that? That was a clear handball. What's that about? Is it one of those weird VAR rules? That's a clear handball. I'm in shock that nothing happened there. Premier League referees are they're just not it, are they? What can you... You stabbed him. Well, that's not very nice, is it? Mr. Imposter Fish. But now that you've gotten rid of Fish, like, who's going to tell me about their top 10 hottest players list? That's surely what everyone looks forward to the most. The new Fish is a Brentford fan. Are there any particular players that the new Fish likes? Fish should definitely be in school. Fish should definitely be in school. Red Rebellion says, I reckon we'll still sign a 9 if we get WIRTZ. Which one? Who knows? Yeah. That is the question. I think even though there'll be a lot of business this summer, I don't think there'll be multiple superstars, if you know what I mean. Like Frimpong, I love Frimpong, but Frimpong's not a superstar signing. That's not necessarily a bad thing. If anything, I'd argue that's a good thing. But I feel like if WIRTZ does come in, then perhaps the striker won't be a superstar. Again, that's not necessarily a problem. I can't believe this game is still 0-0. But if anything, this summer does look a bit different, and it's a positive in the sense that the season's not even over yet, and we're already seeing significant links to multiple players and significant serious links to multiple players. Was it last season or the season before where we just left it far too late? We just kind of left it far too late. If anything, now we're doing things a bit, I won't say too early, but significantly early to the point where I think it's a good thing. Perhaps what they want to do is what we complain about every year, and they want to get the entire squad sorted before the pre-season starts, so then they can have a full pre-season with the new players and get them gelled in. I predict that's probably what they're trying to do. And that's a good thing, because whenever a player comes in, on September the 23rd or August the 23rd, it's never ideal when you've already played 5 games. When you've already done your Asia tour, you've already done your US tour, then a player comes in, it's too late by that point. So I like the fact that they're moving early. Fish says, I'm cannibal him. So you consume the old fish. So what do we call you? Do we call you like Superfish? Do we call you Fish Squared? Oh, they're showing me the Spurs game here. Number 4 scored. Is that Duran or someone? No, he don't play for them anyway. It must be Konza. Yeah, Villa 1-0 up. That takes Villa up to 4th position in the league. This showed the league table, and I was like, oh god, how many points do we need again to win? And then I was like, no, we've already won it. It's okay. 1-0 dummy, indeed. We need a trio again, like Mo, Firmino, and Mane and WIRTZ at 10. That would be crazy. And add to that Frimpong on the right and Kirkes on the left. And add to that McAllister behind them and Gravenberch behind them. You're pretty much going to win everything at that point. Pretty much going to win everything, it looks like. Yeah, that front three in particular was so finely balanced. You had Firmino in the middle, kind of pulling the strings, doing the selfless role, kind of sacrificing himself for kind of the two wide forwards. They were cool wingers, but to be honest, they kind of came, as I'm sure you guys remember, they kind of came in central quite often, and that got them closer to the goal. But a lot of that was because Firmino created the space. It would be nice to have a second incarnation of that. Jeffrey Frischmer. Or we could call you Fishy Dharma. Do you prefer Jeffrey Frischmer or Fishy Dharma? You can choose. Firmino is leaving Al Ahly. He could come back if he wants. Darwin's going, so Firmino's old jersey is available if he wants it. Has anyone seen the interview that Firmino did after they won that cup? When did his English get so good? I was like he moved to Saudi and suddenly he's completely fluent in English. He's like, yeah man, I won the cup. Yeah man, it was disappointing when they chucked me out of the team, but I'm really happy to win the cup, mate. It's like, where did that come from? Meanwhile, we've got Darwin Núñez, who still knows about 3 words. And 2 of those are Darwin Núñez. I'm surprised Reece James has lasted this long, but there's still a fair amount of time to go. Fishy Dharma sounds better. I thought so as well. I thought my suggestion was a bit more, to the point. Fishy Dharma. So yeah, you're being outvoted, Fish. Your new name is Fishy Dharma. Speaking of serial killers, here's Harry Maguire giving the ball away. Madueke to Palmer. Goes Cucurella. Oh, stop passing it backwards, man. Chelsea have had 5 shots to Man United 0. Fish says, "Hey buddy, this is my last message to you. I'm gonna die. Last message to you. Bye. Jump off a plane." Hold on. I thought the real fish was already dead because the real fish was consumed by fishy Dharma. So, are you saying this is fishy Dharma is now going to jump out of a plane due to the sheer guilt of taking the life of the original fish? Is that what we're talking about here? Or has this been a ruse all along, and this has been the original fish all along? Who knows? And how does a fish get on a flight? Like, do you have a passport? Do you have a boarding pass? Like, how do you get through security? Like, you don't, like, you know, how do you get through the X-ray machine? How do you even move? How do you even travel through the airport? Like, you know, when you go through the scanners and then you sit in the waiting room. Like, how do you even move from the waiting room to your gate? And then how do you even get on the plane? And then how do you even put your seatbelt on? Because those flight attendants, they do come checking you got your seatbelt on, and they do waggle their finger if you don't. So then how do you physically get your seatbelt on? A lot of questions here about this flight that you're taking, Fish. Dawood says we need the top 10 first. We do. We need a top 10 every single game. A top 10 with changes. I mean I see most of the reasoning for most of the top 10. I've never really understood the Daily Blend one, but it's your top 10, I guess. Fish says, I hate myself. I'm beautiful and sexy. Well, you were on your top 10 list. You placed yourself number 12 yesterday. You've placed yourself higher previous to that. So maybe place yourself higher again. Put yourself number 1. It's your list. It's your list. You can put yourself wherever you want. I need to be on there somewhere, but you can put yourself number 1. That's good enough. Oh, Reece James is down. Why break the habits of a lifetime, Reece? That's it for Reece James. Season over. See you in 2028, Reece. I mean, all that happened. All that happened to Reece James there is that he landed on his foot. I genuinely think Reece James is seriously hurt. I know I've been taking the mick the whole game. I mean, we have been saying this the whole game. He's going to get injured. It's not funny at this point. Oh, what can you do? Red Rebellion says, I have jumped out a plane before. 11,000 feet. Tandem jump. Adrenaline rush of no. Twice. Wow. That sounds pretty extraordinary. To do it twice, yeah, you must have enjoyed it. I'm pretty terrified of heights, to be honest. I'm okay with most things, but heights I'm not great with. But yeah, that does sound pretty fun. It must give you a high like no other. Yeah, Caicedo over there thinking he's Mbappe with his face mask. Yeah, he does seem to think he's Mbappe or potentially the Phantom of the Opera. One or the other. Fish says, bye. It's good knowing you, Bob. I'm going to die. I mean, I don't know how I became Bob. But you're not allowed to jump out of this plane. The doors are locked. The doors are locked, so it's impossible. Oh, that's on Durwood's bucket list as well, jumping out a plane. Nice. It does look like one of those things that would be super fun to do. A memorable experience that you'll never forget. Ooh, Reece James is back up. He doesn't look particularly comfortable, but to be fair, he is back up. Phantom of the Opera here. It's got a stamp of approval there for Red Rebellion, saying if you do not have a fear of height, then I recommend it all the way. So there's a recommendation to you there, Durwood, because I am terrified of heights. Ooh, good shot, Cole Palmer. Enzo is trash. How did he miss that? But I think he was offside. Enzo missed an open goal from about 10 centimeters away. I'm hoping for his sake he was offside. Yeah. Oh, good. He's saying, hello, sir. This is his mother speaking, just to remind you. Oh, good. So, Fish must have the most insecure Gmail account. Ooh, has there been another goal? I know you're dead, Fish, but there might have been another goal in the Villa game. Is that Morgan Rogers? I can't see who that is, but someone from the shot. Is that Kamara, maybe? Spurs 2-0 down. Big Ange better hope he wins that cup. But yeah, Fish's mother, who has also accessed Fish's account, says, hello, sir. This is his mother speaking. Just to remind you, my son is dead. Thank you, Fish's mother, for the reminder. The reminder wasn't quite needed because I think it might have transpired a few seconds ago, but it's appreciated as always. Before Fish departed us, did he leave a note? And did the note contain a top 10 hottest players list? Durwood says, oh, come on, all three of us can go. All three of us can. And I will stay in the plane and watch you and support you. You'll be strapped to professional diver. That's a bit encouraging, to be fair. That makes it sound a bit more safe. Jamal Banouf says, que penses-tu nouveau entraîneur du Real Madrid, Xavi Alonso? I'm surprised I can translate that from my A-level French. He says, what do you think of the new coach at Real Madrid, Xabi Alonso? Je pense que il est très bon. So I'm saying I think it'll be really good. And what else do I know from French? God, yeah. I'm better at reading French than I'm better at translating French than coming up with my own French. Aussi, j'aime Xabi Alonso parce que je suis Liverpool. Et Xabi Alonso a joué dans Liverpool dans 2005 Dermil says, Dermil set. Is that okay? I'm saying I like Xabi Alonso because he used to play for Liverpool 2005, 2006, 2007. I don't know how impressed my French teacher would be with that, but if he's still alive, I hope he's watching. Derwood says, oh, I know. I want to do that for a long time. The free fall is insane. You drop at like 200 kilometers an hour. Wow. Yeah, no, 200 kilometers per hour. So how long does it take it to reach the ground then? That's what I'm curious about. Corner here for Pedro Neto. Oh, thank the Lord, they've blown the whistle for the for the first half. I'm surprised it's still 0-0. I will stop the timer. I always select the best games, don't I? Villa have scored 2 goals, but I picked the 0-0 because that's just how I roll. Red Rebellion says, I can't remember how long I had both my jumps filmed. Oh, nice. You should upload them to YouTube if you still have them. But yeah, it must have been good if you did it twice, kind of thing. It's one of those things. Like if I didn't have a fear of heights, I would definitely put that on my list. My French might have been alright because I've got another French comment here. It says, aura, that's the verb to have. So he will have new players in Real Madrid. Alexander Arnold of Liverpool. So il y aura de nouveaux joueurs au Real Madrid. Alexander de Liverpool. Oui, c'est vrai. Je déteste Alexander Arnold parce que what's the verb to pay? Parce qu'il paye £0. So I'm saying because what's the verb for free? Very French lesson. Oui, je déteste Alexander Arnold parce que il est gratuit. Pour Real Madrid, il est gratuit. Et je pense que il est 50 million pounds. So I'm saying I think he should be 50 million pounds, but they got him for free. Et je pense que, ou je trouve que Alexander Arnold est un rat. ou un serpent. Un serpent. I think I'm making sense because I did get a second message in French. I did have to Google a few words there. Red Rebellion says, you don't really have time in your mind at that stage. Fair enough. That's an interesting point. You're hardly going to be like, oh yeah, 5 minutes ago. No, yeah. That's all right, actually. Wonder what I'm going to have for tea. Oh God, it's been 6 minutes. Yeah, that's a good point. Oh, they're showing an advert for a movie here. This looks all right. What is this? Fountain of Youth. Interesting. They're just showing an advert. Is that like a movie or is that a TV show? There is a movie. Interesting. I wonder if Reece James is going to come out for the second half. I know, I appreciate he came back on the pitch, but he didn't look particularly comfortable. Yeah, Marlo Gusto is warming up apparently. I would never jump on my own though. You have to go through many courses and don't have the guts to jump on my own. Yeah, that would be crazy because surely like at some point you have to pull a parachute, I presume. I presume that's what happens at the end. And yeah, I'd just be nervous. And like, how do you know that you don't pull it too early or too late? Yeah, I think jumping with an instructor, if someone gave me like £1 million, I'd consider it. But jumping on myself by myself, I wouldn't do that. Yeah, with an instructor, it's a lot safer. My friend is saying he will be really good. What's la basse mean in French? He will be really good over there in Real because he's a good player, Alexander Arnold. He'll be really good over there because he's a good player. And to that I say, j'espère il ne sera pas. J'espère il ne sera pas bon parce que je déteste Alexander. I don't know if I'm making sense, but the fact that I'm getting additional messages makes me think I am to a certain degree. Oui. J'adore Ibrahim Konate. Il est français. Il est parisien. Ibu. Which other French players do we have? I think it's only KONATE, you know. Yeah, it's just KONATE at the moment. Aussi, c'est possible que KONATE sera dans Real Madrid dans 2027. I'm saying, is it possible KONATE will be in Real Madrid in 2027? Man, I did French like A level like 20 years ago. You can see now when I went to Paris last year and I was trying to speak French, why they'd just answer me in English. And ask for a croissant and they'd be like, yeah, how much do you want, mate? And I'd be like, oh, I thought I was pulling out the French, but I guess not. I presume the other game was 2-0 at halftime. It was 2-0 at halftime. Oh, not halftime. It's 88 minutes now. Konza with the first goal from the corner. Kamara. It was Kamara outside the box made it 2-0. Oh God, Spurs are atrocious, aren't they? Spurs are 17th, man. 1 point above the relegation zone. And Man United are just 2 points above them. One of those two clubs is going to win a European trophy, and then one of those two clubs is going to have high aspirations in the summer and then get let down 2 weeks into the season. A Red Rebellion says Spurs and United are holding hands, yeah. Holding hands together at the bottom of the league. It's embarrassing though, isn't it? Like 15th and 17th. I mean, 10th is embarrassing enough, but you can I don't want to say you can understand, but sometimes these things happen and you finish lower than you predicted. But 17th, what on earth is going on? Il faut un attaquant au Real Madrid, un numéro 9. What do you think? Are you saying that they need to buy a striker? That they don't need to buy a striker unless I've translated that incorrectly. Let me stick it in Google Translate. I'm gonna start cheating now, because I think that's saying. It's not saying they need, because the word to need is not in there. Yeah, you are saying that. You're saying Real Madrid need a number 9 striker. What do you think? I'd say il a Kylian Mbappé. Kylian Mbappé est un Français numéro 9. That's what I'd say. Kylian Mbappé, Vinicius, Rodrigo. Japonska il est trop de attaqueur. Arda Güler. Bystander Shooter says, yo, my favorite Somali. I thought I was your second favorite Somali. I thought I was your second favorite, but it's good to know. It's good to know I've gone up the rankings to number 1. I don't know if I did something good or the other person did something really bad. Yeah, let's be honest. The other person probably did something really bad. You probably find out some deep-seated secret about the other person, you know, that the other person has been stealing from. cats. So he said, you know what? Getting rid of this person. So I get promoted to number 1. Bystander Shooter says, is that Liverpool on your shirt? It is. This is the next season kit. So that's probably why it looks a bit weird. Still waiting for the second half to start. Palmer and Madueke are doing this. Like Madueke is going to do anything, bro. Madueke is going to get a shot from 5 centimeters out, hit it wide. Reece James is not in hospital. He's back on the pitch. You know what? I'm inclined to agree with that, Red Rebellion. I was thinking about that the other day. From a kind of traditional perspective, Adidas kits have always been my favorite with the 3 stripes. My most favorite kit of all was the 2007 one with the colors. They've just kicked off. I just said this time, huh? But yeah, Adidas makes some kind of really nice kits. And even like the material of this one, like it's hard to see, but it's like it's a really good material. Yeah, I just always kind of like the way Adidas look. The 2007 kit was really nice. Even the 2008 one was pretty nice. What surprised me was New Balance, because I think we went from Adidas to Warrior. Warrior kits I wasn't a huge fan of. I can't Warrior kits I wasn't a huge fan of, I can't lie. But then we went to New Balance. And I was like, okay, we'll give New Balance a try. But some of the New Balance kits were absolutely amazing. There was the 2007 one, I just always think of it as the Oxlade-Chamberlain one. Which is the one where we got to our first Champions League final with Klopp. The one that it was like dark red and he had like a white V-neck. That one was really nice. The one after that was the one where we won the Champions League with the collars and the little white lines. That one was really nice. And then the one after that was the one where we won the league with the yellow lines going downwards. That one was probably the one I liked the least out of the 3, but it was still quite nice, I think. What I like about New Balance is they use like a slightly darker shade of red most of the years, and I think that looked really nice. It just looks really professional compared to like. And then we went to Nike. I didn't like the first Nike kit, but I like the one for this season. That one's nice. So some of the away ones have been quite nice, but yeah, Adidas. Can't go wrong with Adidas, I don't think. Jamal Banu says la plupart des dans les Real vont partir. I think that means the majority of people within Real want to leave, I think he's saying. To that I say je. What do I say to that? What do I say to that in French? I refuse to use Google Translate again. I say oui, c'est bon parce que je déteste le Real. parce que le Real pense il est très gros. Il est très gros. Nous sommes Real. Nous sommes Real. Et je pense que c'est très drôle. Rodrigo. Je pense que Rodrigo parti. So I think Rodrigo is going to leave. Be interesting to know who else you think is going to leave from them. Warrior became New Balance. Was it the same company? Or are they like two? I always thought they were two different companies. But yeah, the Warrior kits, they were not as nice as the New Balance ones, but the New Balance ones in particular, the 2017 and 2018 kits, I thought they were amazing. Colding says, I hope Manchester can put the ball in the net this half. Me too, Colding. Please, can Manchester or Chelsea, but can either one of these just put the ball in the back of the net? It's been a very cagey game. I presume you're a Man United fan, Colding. But you might be a neutral, who knows? What is 66 going to do when the diva leaves and he's stuck there? I think 66 is going to be on the bench by November time, if I'm honest. Before Christmas, I think 66 will be a solid bench player for them. He'll be sitting there with his arms folded, just looking really angry at the world, looking really angry at these decisions that he's made by himself. I think they'll have a huge falling out, to be honest. It'll be all fun and games at the start, but then I think Trent will make some kind of significant mistakes. And then I think a lot of the team will probably place blame on Diva Bellingham for that. And then I think Diva Bellingham's going to want to distance himself from number 66. And then they'll probably give 66 one more season, and then they'll probably sell him. I know I've been saying Villa, but now I'm like, will he come back to the Premier League? Who knows? Possibly somewhere in Italy, possibly somewhere in Germany. Genuine question, and I hope this doesn't sound pretentious, but what player has left Liverpool and things go better for them? Ooh, Mason Mount just missed from 2 yards there, Colding. I hope you weren't watching that, because that was a bad miss. That was a terrible miss. A bystander shooter says, "Do you think Mbappe will commit tax fraud, and go to jail for 3 years during the La Liga finals?" What do you mean by La Liga finals? Didn't Barcelona win it yesterday? Or are you referring to a cup final so that he doesn't have to see Barcelona lift the trophy? Colding doesn't think that will happen. I'll go with Colding, because Colding seems quite assured in their viewpoint. So I'm like, yeah, Colding knows what they're talking about. I'll go with that. That's a good point, to be fair. Minamino is doing quite great at Monaco. I was thinking more along the lines of, say, the Coutinhos of the world, the Jordan Brian Hendersons of the world, the Fabinhos of the world. Even like the Mamadou Sakkos of the world. Le Barça Gagne. What was the Ryan's here thinking what the hell's going on? To provide context, I studied A-level French, so I've been conversing with Jamal Banouf here. So he's saying Barcelona won the championship and Real lost the championship. Oui, c'est vrai. Et je pense que c'est bon parce que je déteste Real. I know a lot of my answers are the same. Barcelona à Yamal et Yamal est super. Il est what's the 17 11 et il est le bon joueur dans le monde. So I'm saying, hey, he's 17 and he's probably the best player in the world. I'm surprised I'm pulling this A-level French out my backside, but I think it's working. Yeah, hi Ryan. Hope you're doing good. I hope you didn't think you joined the wrong you joined the wrong Twitch channel. But yeah, just I did A-level French and I remember little bits and bobs. Say merci beaucoup, bonne soirée. That means thank you very much. Good night. Good night to you too, Jamal Banouf. Merci pour les comments. What's the word for comments? That's no good. Les commentaires. Merci pour les commentaires. Oh, Colding knows Ryan. That's good to know. That's always good to know. Suarez and McManaman did well after leaving, but that's about it. Yeah, I think Suarez is probably a good one, to be fair. McManaman did win trophies, but he's even kind of quoted as saying the trophies that he won with Real Madrid didn't quite feel the same. Didn't have the same, he felt a bit like an imposter there. So I'd probably be on the fence a little bit about McManaman, but yeah, Suarez. I think Suarez is a good example of someone who kind of excelled after he left. Oh, we got Defts in the chat. How you doing? Hope you're good. Mascherano's another good one. I'm just making statements like no one's ever done well, and then everyone's like, yeah, Mascherano. I'm like, yeah, that's a good suggestion. Mascherano did do well. Yeah, Suarez did do well. Perhaps that's why Coutinho thought it would. Perhaps that's why Coutinho thought he would do well. Also going to Barcelona, but third time unlucky, I guess. Third time unlucky. Yeah, I was getting responses back from Jamal Banouf, so I think my French was working. My A-level teacher would be proud if he's still alive, which I don't know. Fish says you just pranked. Is that when you were telling us that you had killed the original fish and you were a new fish? Durwood says, I remember maybe 10 words from my 4 years of French in high school. I probably remember a bit more than that, but still not enough to get by. It's a lot easier when you're reading it, I guess, because when you're reading it, you can see it written down. You can then kind of translate it in your head. Whereas when I went to France and people were speaking it, it's I'm like, what the frick? Like people would ask me for directions, and I'd have to say, je ne connais pas parce que je suis anglais. So I don't know because I'm English. They just look at me. But yeah. I'm kind of glad I did French at school. It was something all my friends were saying, why are you doing French? Why are you doing French? I did it as kind of like a rebellious thing, because my parents didn't want me to do it, so I did it. I'm kind of glad I did. If I didn't do it, I wouldn't be conversing with Jamal Banouf here. Ryan says, I miss Suarez, but he was a monster for all clubs. Yeah. Suarez was a monster for Ajax, a monster for Liverpool, a monster for Barcelona. And then when Barcelona didn't want him anymore, he was then a monster for Atletico Madrid. Oh shit! I've been hating on Real Madrid the whole time. And Jamal Banouf says, I've been a fan of Real Madrid since I was 14 years old. I've just been saying I hate Real Madrid. I've been saying il est serpent, and I've been saying they're rats. And to that I say j'ai été fan de Liverpool à l'âge de 6 ans dans l'école première. Quand j'ai 6 ans, j'ai été un fan de Liverpool. So I'm saying since primary school, since I was 6 years old, I've been a fan of Liverpool. Oh god, yeah. That was like 2008, 2005 time, wasn't it? I was fuming when Alonso left. Rafa forced him out. What a midfielder. So yeah, fucking hell. Yeah. I'm getting proven wrong with like every every additional player. I'm just, oh yeah, and Alonso. Yeah, to be fair, Alonso was a good one. Yeah, the Alonso situation was a bizarre one. Like, I appreciate he didn't have a good season the one before we got rid of him, but he'd been like pretty much our best midfielder. And at that time, Rafa Benitez seemed to have some sort of obsession with Gareth Barry. Like, for some reason, he really, really wanted Gareth Barry to replace Xabi Alonso, to the point where, you know, when they bought out the new FIFA game, Gareth Barry was already playing for Liverpool in that game, but they never actually transferred in real life. There's a bit of trivia. Yeah. Imagine wanting to get rid of Xabi Alonso to get Gareth Barry. It must have purely been a environment thing, to be fair, for Alonso, because as you've said there, as soon as Alonso went to Real Madrid, he flourished. Is that a penalty? That looks like a penalty. I mean, that didn't look too bad for George. Went down from Onana's challenge, but like on the face of it, that didn't look too bad. They're showing a replay here. There's nothing in that, to be honest. This is George player who's a striker for Chelsea. That's the dive. Feel sorry for Onana there. Ryan says, I had two clubs growing up. While Liverpool and Henry was my favourite player. So you must have been quite conflicted. So then the question is, when it was Arsenal versus Liverpool, would you support Liverpool or would you want Thierry Henry to score? That is the magic question. Red Rebellion says French lessons. Yeah, I'm trying my best. I think I'm vaguely making sense because Jamel is responding. So I think I am vaguely making sense. Like, it's not perfect, but it's I think he understands the point. Colding asks, is this an aggressive game of football? No. It feels like the complete opposite. It's quite slow. There are lots of fouls, but it doesn't strike me as being an aggressive game, to be honest. It's a bit of a lazy game. I say a bit of a lazy game. Rugby Creel says, Chelsea said hi. I mean, if it's any consolation, Rugby Creel, I hope you win this game because it means Man United lose. Your penalty's been disallowed, to be fair. Your penalty's been disallowed. I don't think it was a penalty, but I still want you to win. If that's any consolation. I think you're the better team. I think you're like 5th or 6th. You're 6th. Man United are 17th. I think you've got a better team. I think you've got a better manager. You got better players. So yeah, I'd like to see Chelsea win this. In my prediction, I predicted like 3-0 Chelsea. I might be wrong with that, but let's see how it goes. Then Rafa ended up signing. Oh God, I forgot about Aquilani. We have fantastic luck in the Italian market, don't we? I totally forgot about Aquilani. I was so excited about Aquilani when he signed. Just the way he looked like, he was chiseled out of stone and he's going to be amazing. He was complete dog turd, Aquilani. I remember his number 4 as well. Thankfully, we've got a better number 4 now. Rugby Cruel says Chelsea should be playing better than this. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, you should be. I still think you are kind of, you do look more likely to win, should I say. And I think especially kind of having Cole Palmer in your team, he can kind of create something from nothing. There's still a lot of time to go. There's still 30 minutes to go. I would have liked to have seen Chelsea get a goal, but let's see how it goes. Jamal Banouf says Manchester United. I like them as well, I think. He's saying there, j'aime bien aussi. Inter, Juventus, and Bayern Munich. They're my Moroccan country. So a 2A Moroccan. But like Inter's not a country. This might be me translating it badly. I'm gonna do a Google Translate on this. No, I got it right. I got it right. But Bayern Munich aren't a country, unless I'm missing something. Nabil Fekir, is he Moroccan? Nabil Fekir. Shit, nah, it's French. Well, obviously. But fair enough. Mon professeur de français, il a été marocain dans 2005-2007. Basically, my French teacher was Moroccan. Enzo Maresca has helped Chelsea quite a bit, says Rugby Cruel. He has done. I mean, the sheer fact that he's got them up to 5th, I think that's something, right? I think people were perhaps getting a bit carried away at the start of the season about kind of expectations on Maresca, but I think he's done a good job. There was a news story that came out yesterday saying Chelsea are willing to give Maresca a second season, and I was just thinking, what do we mean willing? I think he's done good. You know what I mean? Where did they finish last season? Was it like mid-table? I'm just googling it. Oh god, the first table it shows me doesn't have numbers on it. What's the point of that? Statmuse.com. Table for last season, like it doesn't have positions. It just says like Man City and it just got the table without numbers. What use is that? Utterly useless website. Here we go, premierleague.com. Chelsea finished 6th last season. I'm in shock. I thought they were like mid-table. They were like mid-table. But fair enough. I do think Chelsea are playing better football this season. They look a bit more kind of resolute. They look harder to break down. I think defensively they're more solid as well. And Maresca's also bold, so he's following the tradition of most of the Premier League managers these days. I mean, Guardiola's bold, Arne Slot's bold, Maresca's bold. So he has the most important characteristic. Coling says, does it have some interesting statistics? To be honest, I closed it straight away out of disgust, but I can go have a look. StatMuse. Mostly the kind of same statistics, really. I will say that the UI is quite nice. So if it physically looks like a nice website. Statmuse.com. But yeah, not putting the positions on the table is criminal. Yeah, what's happened there? Some UX designers gone a bit too crazy on that. Ooh, Garnacho's coming on, which I'm surprised about because he's got school tomorrow. Mason Mann's coming off. Jamal is Moroccan. Do we know any French Moroccan players or Moroccan players? Le Joueur Marocain, Ashraf Hakimi pour le PSG, Hakim Ziyech, il est Moroccan. Sofiane Amrabat. Mazraoui Mazraoui must be Moroccan, right? Morocco got some good players, you know. Brahim Diaz plays for Real Madrid. He must be Jamal's favourite player then, because he plays for Real Madrid and he's Moroccan. Come on, Chelsea. Chelsea. That's got to be up there for football chance, right? Pedro Neto on the right. Goes to Reece James. Ooh, nice turn. Crosses. That's got to be a goal. That's a nice goal. That's a nice goal, to be fair. Rugby Creel will be very happy with that worked goal. It was Neto, played it to Reece James, who's back from the hospital. Reece James did a very nice kind of twist. He kind of twisted on the ball, crossed it in. And then Cucurella and his giant afro headed it into the goal. That's a nice goal, to be fair. And I think, I know we've been calling Reece James a crock and asking why he's not in the hospital, but he probably showed why there. I think Reece James kind of does a significant chunk of the work for that, to be fair to him. So Pedro Neto had the ball on the right, passed it back to Reece James. Reece James did that's really nice, to be fair. He did this like little swivel on the ball and completely sent Garnacho back to school, which ironically is what Garnacho does on the weekends anyway. I don't want to get overexcited, but that could be up there for like assist of the season. A Red Rebellion says need to run was a good chat. Cheers everyone. Take care. Don't go jumping out of any more planes. But yeah, have a nice weekend. See you soon. Take care. Durwood says finally the deadlock is finally broken. Rugby Creel can be happy. We can all be happy. Again, would it be an exaggeration to say that's possibly assist of the season? I thought that was incredible. I know we've been taking the mick out of Reece James, but like that was spectacular. Sonny is back saying Rodrigo to leave Real Madrid. Which Premier League team do you think he'll be suited to, and is it Arsenal? It won't be Arsenal because as Ryan can tell you, Arsenal only sign defenders. Ooh, Madueke through here. How the F do you miss? Madueke is pants. He is literal pants. How do you spend £1 billion on a team and have that guy up front? Enzo Fernandez did well. Passed it to Cole Palmer, who did very well. Madueke is dog turd, man. Which Premier League team do you think he'll be suited to? He's well, okay. So let's look at this. So he's a winger. He's played a lot. He's played a lot for on the right hand side, but apparently he prefers playing on the left hand side. So I guess the question would be, who needs a left winger? I don't feel like Liverpool need a left winger, if I'm honest. Arsenal need a centre forward. Chelsea have got wingers in abundance. PSG have just bought a left winger, one who I'm very jealous of. Nobody really jumps out to me, if I'm honest. He feels like a signing that someone might sign because they can, rather than because they are in need of that position. Durwood says James will be out for the last game and won't make the World Cup. He won't be able to walk. That's his contribution now. He's quality over quantity, our Reese. Nice little turn, nice little swivel. But you're right. He'll be back in the hospital by tomorrow. We'll see him again in 2028, I think. Sonny asks, when is James ever fit to do anything? Whenever I hear his name, he's always injured. Yeah, it's becoming a bit of a running joke regarding Reece James, that he's kind of constantly injured, he's always injured. He's played okay in this match, but that's probably it for now. He'll probably be out injured for another couple of months. Back to the hospital you go, Reese. Jamel says tout ressemble un joueur de Man United portugais. Who? She's saying I look like a Man United Portuguese player. Je suis Bruno Fernandes or je déteste le Bruno Fernandes. Donc j'espère c'est faux. So then I hate Bruno Fernandes. I hope that's false. I'm gonna Google Man United Portuguese players. Diogo Dalot, maybe. Ruben Amorim, I'll take that. Ruben Amorim, I'll go with that one. Ronaldo or Messi? See, I would read out your name, but I can't really read Arabic. But I think that's like Halkau Sura? Halau Sura? I don't know. I'm vaguely along the right lines. Ronaldo or Messi? Probably Messi. But to be honest, both were amazing. But if you push me for an answer, probably Messi. But what do you think? That is the more important. That is the more important question here. My name is Amir. Okay, nice. I don't know what I was saying. I can't read Arabic, but I vaguely know it. So yeah, I can see the A, and then the thing with the dot on the top, I think that's the M. And then I guess the upside, the U thing is the R. But then the surname, surely that says like Sura or Kara? Yeah. I'm probably off with that as well. Today's been like a translation day in French and Arabic. It's been an educational stream. Can't lie. I should actually know that because my name is very similar to that. but never mind. I was close, right? I said Kura, right? I was saying Sura at the start. And then I was like, is it Sura? Is it Kura? I swear I said Kura. I did say Kura. I'm very sure I said that. Ball. Okay, nice. Amir Ball. Amir the football fan, I think. Good shot by Ahmad. Ahmad Diallo. Goes near post. On the topic of James' injuries, which player would you consider most affected by injuries? Ooh, R9, someone else. Michael Owen, maybe? Michael Owen is probably one that comes to mind. The reason I'd say that is because I feel like R9 still had a fulfilling career. I feel like still had a fulfilling career, still had a successful career, and is still kind of considered by many as, say, the greatest striker of all time. Whereas Michael Owen's game was highly reliant on his pace. He was amazing at 18, but as soon as he started racking up injuries in his 20s, it wasn't the same. So I'd probably go with Michael Owen. Like seeing Michael Owen at 18 and then seeing Michael Owen at, say, 25, a world of difference. And you have to also imagine that at 18, you don't think that this player is going to get injuries. Like when a player is 18, what you're thinking is, oh my God, if he's this good when he's 18, imagine how good he's going to be at 25. So you don't think at 18 this player is going to get these injuries. So for a player who looked like a world beater at 18 and won the Ballon d'Or at 18, playing for a poor Liverpool team at the time, I'd say Michael Owen. And I'd say also kind of being a Liverpool fan, that's the example that I remember. So that's the one that perhaps sticks in the mind. Jamal Benouf says, je suis Bruno Fernandes. Mais je suis plus gros. Mais je suis plus gros than Bruno Fernandes. I'm saying, but I'm bigger than Bruno Fernandes. What's the word to prefer? Is it prefer? Je pref. Yeah. Je préfère Ruben Amorim. Il est portugais aussi. I'm saying I prefer Ruben Amorim. Cleared by Harry Maguire. Man, I've not done this much work on a Friday night for a while. But it is what it is. Ooh, Cucurella's pretending to be hurt here. But we all know he's not. Damn, you're right. I ain't updated my score. It's a good thing. Drew is here to provide the reminder. You know what happened? When it was the Harry Maguire goal, I updated the score then. And then it got disallowed, so then I changed it back to 0-0. But you're right, when Cucurella scored, I failed to update it. But appreciate the reminder. Is Mazraoui? Yeah, sack him. Clearly not good enough. Oof, man, that's a tough question. What's the greatest prime club team in your opinion? Like Barcelona 2009 or Madrid 2018, and can they beat your prime Liverpool side? I mean, most likely yes. The prime team is probably the one that had Iniesta, Busquets, Xavi, that one, and you had Messi in the team and so forth. That's probably the prime team. But to be honest, like all these teams, like Barcelona, Madrid, even the Liverpool team, on any given day, anyone can beat the other one. Where's Ten Hag nowadays? Well, definitely not at the hairdressers. Definitely not buying shampoo. I think he's just taking a little break. I saw some rumors that he might be that he might be coming back into management. I don't know why you'd want him, but yeah, he's taking a nice little break from work, which you can afford to do if you get fired from your job and get paid £10 million. So, I mean, if you get paid £10 million when you get fired, then yeah, you can take a break for a few months or a few years. So that's probably what he's doing. He's probably relaxing. Jamal Banouf says, "Oh, Mohamed Salah, pourquoi? Pour le Messi ou Ronaldo?" Je ne connais pas la question. Man, I'm coming out with all the French today. Here's Moises Caicedo. Maguire heads the ball when it'd be easier to kick the ball. So if Chelsea win this, they'd be up to 4th. I mean, that's pretty impressive, to be fair. And Man City are currently down to 6th. But Chelsea and Villa have played one more game. Why are all the stewards like sitting in a line? That's like so weird. Like why are they facing the goal? What's that about? Is KDB retiring or just leaving Man City? He's just leaving Man City. So Man City didn't want to renew his contract, so De Bruyne is free to sign a contract with any other team that wants him. I'd happily take him at Liverpool as a backup for if he's willing to accept lower wages, which apparently he is. And what do you think about his Premier League legacy? Did he make it in the Scholes Gerrard Lampard today? You'd probably say he'd have to be honest. But yeah, I'd like to see De Bruyne kind of stay in the top leagues. I don't want him disappearing to Saudi just yet. Neto Palmer. Dogu, is that Dogu? What you doing, Dogu? Dogu fouling Cole Palmer. Shit, no, it's heaven. Fucking hell. Oh, God. I think Chelsea are gonna start wasting a bit of time now, to be honest. Goes out to Neto on the right. There's Dogu. I knew Dogu was still playing. Goes to Lindelof. Lindelof to Maguire. Maguire's running up the pitch. Oh my God, what the F happened there? Cucurella went flying. Is that a card for Ugarte? You didn't even kind of properly see what happened there. Kobe Mainie's had a haircut. I don't know how I feel about that. I think I preferred him with the longer hair. Oh my God, what's Ugarte doing there? Ugarte trying to break Cucurella's leg, but I think he's lucky he didn't really connect like he could have done. Seven minutes of injury time. Good Lord. Got to sit through 7 more minutes of these two teams. Ooh, is that Marlo Gusto coming on? Lots of Florian Wirtz hype. Online. I think there'll be one more big chance in this, to be honest. That's more of a hope than an expectation. This has been a I mean, I can't even call it an interesting game. This has been a game. Jadon Sancho's there. Sancho's in the crowd watching both his teams at once. Jack Rowe says, game's gone. It is gone. Game's gone, mate. Sonny says, which 6 Premier League teams do you think overhype their medical players the most? Number 1, probably Arsenal. Number 2, I'd say... Yeah, number 2 is probably Man United, if I'm honest. But it hasn't been as bad this season, to be fair. Number 3... Who else overhypes their medical players? Maybe Spurs, maybe. But they're not. I don't think they're as bad at it. I don't think Newcastle really do it. I don't think Chelsea really do it. It's probably just those 3, to be honest. Maybe West Ham. But I don't think there's 6. I don't think there's 6 teams that do that. If anything, Arsenal do it enough to take the first 5 spots. Heaven's been booked. Free kick now. Dangerous position. Dangerous position. What was that? They've just kicked it into the corner. They just kicked it into the corner. Then Reece James hit it against Garnacho to get a throw in. So they are proactively just trying to waste time, which you can understand, to be fair. I think you get it. I mean, neither team has really kind of gone for the has really kind of gone for the jugular here. Oh, yellow card for time wasting. Thank the Lord for that. Cole Palmer, you don't need to be a lip reading expert to see what he's saying to the referee. And he's been booked. Ah, God, it's funny. I do like Cole Palmer and the permanent gormless look that he has on his face. Proper, man. This game has really dragged. It really has. It really has. I was hoping for a high-ish scoring game. Not because Chelsea are elite goal scorers, but Man United have got a mistake in them. Onana's got a mistake in him. Maguire's got a mistake in him. I was hoping for some funny moments, some hilarity to ensue. But it's ended up being quite a cagey affair, unfortunately. But it is what it is. Ball in, ball headed away. Come on, give us something of some use. But I think Mazraoui's probably a bit too fast there. Dogu gets it back. Come on, Onana, make a mistake. Oh, does Madueke over there. Ugarte, they better not score. Okay, nice tackle. Come on, Cole Palmer. Come on, this better be a goal now. Is that Gusto? Don't fluff it up. Don't fluff it up. Don't fluff it up. He fluffs it off and then he falls over. Terrible. Just blow the whistle. Give us our lives back. Because this has been a bizarre game. Why are you passing it sideways, Man United? There you go. Smack it up the field. Oh, there's a fan. A fan has run onto the pitch. And Stewards ran onto the pitch and rugby tackled him. I'm surprised they showed the rugby tackle. The steward looked like he'd been waiting his entire life to do that. Okay, now they've switched. Now they've switched to the managers. The steward seemed to enjoy that tackle a bit too much. Two matches left will celebrate the Premier League record. I'll say yes. I'm going to put my neck on the line. Okay, I got to go. Adios, sayonara. Adios to you too. Take care. Hope you have a nice Friday. It was the most exciting part of the game, wasn't it? It was perfectly executed. It's perfectly executed, like he's been waiting his entire life to do that. But that's full time. 1-0. I feel like we deserved more. As viewers of that game, I feel like we deserved more, but it is what it is sometimes. Harry Maguire looking very contemplative of his life choices. So what that ultimately means then, Chelsea are 4th, 66 points. Man United are 16th. So 16th and 17th are apparently two of Europe's finest. Who would have thought it? But anyway, that's that done with. Is it the FA Cup final tomorrow? Is that tomorrow? Fixtures. It is tomorrow. 4:30 UK time. So we shall be doing the FA Cup final tomorrow because it's a final, so we have no choice. But it should be good. Contemplated or constipated? Probably the latter, now I think of it. He was contemplating his constipation. So maybe a combination of the two there. Yeah, FA Cup final tomorrow. So we must be back for that. I'm not sure. Sunday I might not be home. Which might work out quite nicely because the Liverpool game is on Monday. So yeah, as I said, FA Cup final tomorrow. Probably nothing on Sunday. Actually, I might do some gaming. I don't know. But yeah, Brighton game on Monday. Cool. Well, that's that done then. Hopefully see some of you guys tomorrow. And yeah, have a nice evening/afternoon. Take care, guys. Cheers.